If you've been following Nintendo news, you probably heard the rumor that the Switch 2 is going to be just as powerful as a PlayStation 4. To be more specific, in handheld mode, it's going to be as powerful as a PS4, and in dock mode, it'll be comparable to a PS4 Pro. Again, these are just leaks and rumors. Nobody really knows anything except the people who know anything. But there are a lot of people freaking out about this information. And I get it. We're coming to the end of the Switch's life after almost 8 years, and that thing is just chugging along. People have been itching for an upgrade. So when they hear that upgrade is comparable to an 8th gen console, I can understand the frustrations. I do think people are jumping the gun on their reactions a little bit. This is a leak and it's just information about specs. We don't really have the full picture. But let's do say that the Switch 2 is actually only as powerful as a PS4. I actually think that that's completely fine. For now. Again, I do see why people are worried, but this is nothing new for Nintendo. They've been late to the party with underpowered consoles since like the Wii. I remember people was upset back then. They were saying stuff like, the Wii is just a GameCube with more RAM. Here's how I see it though. You know when any of that didn't matter? Twilight Princess, Mario Galaxy, Paper Mario, Metroid, Mario Kart, Smash Bros. Brawl. These are the games that people love, and the console's performance was never in question when it came to enjoying titles like these. First party games, 9 times out of 10, they're gonna run with no problem on Nintendo's hardware. And these are really the games that you should be getting a Nintendo console for anyway. Like, let's look at the Wii U. When that came out, it was more of the same.
Why is this console so underpowered? The CPU is so old.
That did not stop people from enjoying games. Mario Bros. U, Luigi U, Pikmin, Wind Waker HD, Mario 3D World, Splatoon. And the Wii U had its problems, don't get me wrong. But it definitely delivered a smooth gameplay experience through all the games that I mentioned. But are we seeing a pattern? Let's look at the Switch, underpowered at launch. But you had games like Mario Odyssey, Breath of the Wild, Smash Ultimate, Mario Tennis, Splatoon 2. On Nintendo, first party is king. Third party, not so much. Now, since the Wii, third party games have either been watered down ports or a straight up completely different experience. For instance, y'all remember Need for Speed Run? It was a Need for Speed game where you followed the story of this guy, Jack. He owed some people some money and he entered a coast to coast street race for his friend so his friend can help him with his debt problems. You race through a bunch of cities with some occasional on foot like quick time events. Does this sound familiar? Well, not if you play the Wii version. Need for Speed The Run was already not the best of Need for Speed games, but the Wii version made it even worse. The Wii version of Need for Speed The Run follows the story of a guy named Matt, completely different person. At the very start of the game, Matt narrowly escapes an attempted murder. Then he is just immediately thrusted into the coast to coast race. The cutscenes in the game is just like a camera that pans through a digital comic of still images. And the races in the game are just like highways, like straight highways that connect the cities. You don't really race in the cities themselves. Oh, and the quick time events, they're still there, but they're not like the on foot ones from the regular game. No, the quick time events in the Wii version is for turning. And no, I'm not joking. If there was a hard turn coming up, the game wouldn't let you turn for yourself. There will be a quick time event that pops up, and once you complete it, the game would turn for you. Third party is just not the move for Nintendo consoles. Apex Legends, I remember when it was announced and I thought to myself, there's no way that they can deliver the same experience that you could have on like PC or Xbox or PlayStation. I actually made a video of me playing it for the first time and it went exactly how you might imagine. Whoa, no, this looks like GTA 3. Okay, that makes sense. What the? A more recent and well-known example is Mortal Kombat 1 for the Nintendo Switch. The Switch version looks absolutely gross compared to its counterparts. I'm sure we have all seen the side-by-side comparisons, but I will give Mortal Kombat on the Switch some credit when it comes to frame rate. It'll usually stick to 60 FPS when it matters, but then it'll dip into 30 when there's like no input from the user. So like cutscenes and like supers. But even with that, the experience just doesn't come close to a game like Smash Bros. Ultimate for the Switch. Mortal Kombat and Smash are running on the same hardware, but Smash is just so much more smooth and there's more detail in the character models. But it's obvious why this is the case. Smash is developed and specifically optimized to run on Nintendo's hardware. Third-party games like Mortal Kombat They're usually developed for other consoles and then ported over to Nintendo as an afterthought. Now, remember in the beginning of the video when I said this? Let's do say that the Switch 2 is actually only as powerful as a PS4. I actually think that that's completely fine for now. For now is just because of the Switch situation. The Switch was great. Some will argue that it still is, but I think it just overstayed its welcome. I think after like 4 or 5 years, everybody was like, oh, okay, what's next? And Nintendo was just like, more Switch, what do you mean? We did get that Switch OLED, but that was just an update to the screen and like a bit more battery life. People wanted what was next. People wanted more. That's why now, after 8 years, people are hearing more is gonna be equal to the PS4. People are just gonna get more frustrated. Look, if the Switch is more powerful or less powerful than a PS4 or PS5 or whatever, Nintendo's bread and butter is always gonna deliver on quality. Whatever Mario game or Zelda game or Smash Bros comes out, it's gonna run like butter. They always do. And getting mad about like a rumor like this is just a waste of your anger. Save it for when it actually comes out and it's a dud of a console. We should be saving our frustrations and anger for the things that Nintendo deserves criticism for. But hey, I'm MookyNinja. If you like this video, please subscribe. You'll find other gaming related videos such as this one. You'll also find some skits if you want to laugh. And if you want to join the conversation, make sure you leave a comment below. Until the next one, we'll play some games.